Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be carrying on with I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. Everyone's aged up, if you like, which is quite exciting. However, we're in a starvation state in the colony at the moment. We've run out of food, so maybe we can do something about that. We're highly stressed though, so it's not going to be right now. We're going to need to take a break before we do anything. Yeah, everyone's a little bit older now, including ourselves. That's kind of cool. I guess we're going to relax somewhere. We've been on top of the walls for a while. Why don't we do a relaxation up there? Build a bit of friendship with Dis as well. There he is. Most of the time you're alone up here, except for the occasional passing guard. But sometimes you're joined by Dis. He barely looks up at you as you plop down and kick your feet through the railing and over the edge. He looks like he's doodling on his holopad. You see all sorts of plants, mushrooms, little creatures with too many eyes or too many legs. He has a selection of plant samples at his side, like artist paintbrushes laid out on a towel. He must be quite the junior botanist. He's not drawing plants right now, though. He's actually drawing a person, and not anyone you recognise from the colony. They have long, dark hair and a pointed face, and are covered from neck to toe in floaty black robes. They look neat. You wonder if they're Dis's original character or something, like his super cool goth self-insert. That looks nice. Dis smiles shyly, but doesn't look away from his drawing. Thanks, he mumbles. I'm not very good at drawing him yet. Let's lose the pink candy. Okay. So we're happy. And I think what we're going to do is go out on an expedition. Let's just have a quick check round, see if anyone's got anything pressing to say to us. Doesn't look like it. So let's... Oh, Dis is here. He does have something to say. You catch Dis on a ridge overlooking the wilderness, bobbing his head along to something playing through his hair-speak. He doesn't notice you walk up. He jumps when you tap him on the shoulder and scrambles to turn off his hollow palm. Don't sneak up on me like that, he grumbles, then flops backwards on the grass to look up at you. Man, I was just getting to the good part of the song. What are you listening to? Dis looks away. Just some old music from Earth. You probably wouldn't like it. Try me. You sit down beside Dis and extend your hand to link your hollow palms. Dis stares at you for a few seconds before pressing his palm to yours, and music floods your brain through your hair-speak. Dis takes his hand back and weaves his fingers together, timid. I listen to a lot of Earth music, he says. Do you like it? Yeah, I love this band. Over they are. Dis cracks a small smile, relieved. Good, he says. It's my favourite right now. I always listen to the same album on repeat. It's comfort music. I really like her voice. He stares into his lap. Sometimes I feel like the lyrics are about me, he admits. They're just so deep. Like my soul really gets this kind of music. But don't tell anyone, alright? It makes me feel better just thinking that someone knows my pain, even if it's just a dead Earth woman. Sounds deep, man. Dis nods and closes his eyes. Yeah, he replies. I have a lot of time to think. Not like everyone else here. Lie back in the grass and listen to Dis's music a while. Hold his hand. You reach out tentatively and link your pinky fingers with Dis, feeling him tense up beside you. He darts you a nervous glance and looks back up at the sky when he sees you looking back at him. His cheeks go completely red. He doesn't hold your hand, but he doesn't move his away either. Alright, let's do an expedition. Yeah, so 2 perception, 2 biology, that's good. We've done the plains, let's go foraging, we need food. Let's have a little chat with Utopia here. Utopia greets you warmly as you muster for your first expedition with your foraging team. Solana, I'm glad you could make it. We need everyone we can get out here right now, boosting our food supplies. I'm ready to sniff out those tasties. Good luck hunting out here, she says, handing you an oversized backpack. More like a basket than a pack. Use your holopalm to identify edible and medicinal plants and throw them in here. I'll sort them back at base camp. Oh, and keep on the lookout for creatures. It's pretty peaceful out there in the valley, but even a little bug will get you if you're not careful. Go slow, pay attention to your surroundings. If you're unsure about something, don't approach it. Stay on the path and don't get lost. We don't call it the Valley of Vertigo for nothing. Any questions? We're not going to romance Utopia. Will this be with me this time? Utopia looks like she's trying not to smile. Nah, this is good at finding new things, just not so much the same things over and over. You'll be okay though, she continues. You won't be alone out here, and you're doing important work. You're about to leave when Utopia snaps her fingers. Hold up, Solana. We're also investigating some species we might domesticate. Those we'll want to tag and capture. Ideally, we're looking for herbivorous creatures that already live in herds and either produce something edible or reproduce quick enough that we can slaughter them for meat. If you see anything that fits the bill, tag them and bring them back. Alright. Yep, so this is like a little dead-end area. Oh, this is nice. The Valley of Vertigo. I'd Xeno egg. Can't really venture off the path just yet. Got another egg. Let's find blue bobble fruit. Oh, we can't go that way. Let's do this question mark. You come across a veritable feast of berry bushes. Delicate, fluffy-leaved bushes with long blue berries. They look delicious. Let's research them first. Biology challenge. +1 to blue cards, +2 bonus to pairs. Alright, 65. Quite a tough goal. +2 bonus to pairs. So pairs is good. Well, we've got 2 3s. Use the baby card as well. We've got a pair of 3 5s actually. We could add 1. I think the egg adds 1, doesn't it? Oh, that's good. Change it to red as well. Oh. Do we not add it? +1 to a card. So anyway, it's worth 30. That was high. So we've got gems. So maybe we could do let's do a 6. 4. They should become 6s. And the question is, which other one do we add? Probably this one. So that's actually gone to a 7 now. 32. Did pretty well. 3 biology. Your research confirms that these blueberries are edible. Harvest them. You harvest the blueberries by the handful, filling your basket. When you bring them back to Utopia, she cheers. These are her favourite. Here, sweets, she says, tossing you a berry. Have one. Oh, they're delicious. It's good. It's a good start. What's this one? Something about the ground here draws your attention. It's soddily lumpy. What's up with that? Perception challenge. 5. Well, we don't worry about the 5 kudos so much. We're struggling to spend the kudos we've already got. So if we put a 2, no, we don't. Yeah, we do. 2. So that's now 3, 4, 5. Not too bad. Those are for gems. We actually have 2 gem cards, so go 4, 4, and these ones go 5, don't they? Yeah, that's not bad. So it is a rich chance. So this will go 6. So we could do 3, 4, 5, 6, and then add that. How's that? 3 stars. Smashing. Whoa, it's a Watato minefield. Underground, the recent rain has swelled the young melons to bursting. You Better watch where you step or you'll end up knee-deep in Watato juice. The good news is, they're tasty. Let's forage one. They're so dang heavy, the calorie-to-weight ratio isn't optimal. Most are too young, but you find a ripe one, dig it up and roll it back to the depot. What's another one of these? A curious Vricky blocks your path. It's acting strange. It keeps scurrying up trees and hanging upside down to get a different angle to look at you, then dropping down when you try to pass underneath. It may be small, but it's at least attempting to be intimidating. That must mean something. It's not interested in your pet Vricky. It's interested in you. Even Squidly Fetuson looks unsure and hides between your legs. Let's approach it. Card becomes social yellow. We actually don't have many of those, do we? Mostly blue and red. I could at least do... Oh, actually that's going to become a 4, isn't it? So how about 2, 3, 4? But I need a big total here. So that could make something. Why did this become yellow? Oh, that's quite easy to remedy. It's not good enough. We change that to yellow, that'll become a 3. Do like a 6, 7. 6, 7, 8. Okay, well, we swap those around. Oh no, it became a 3. Make that a 5, maybe. Okay. Tough, that one. The Vricky runs up your leg. There's a giant spider thing and it's got weird tentacles and get it off. The urge to dance around and shake it off is almost uncontrollable, but you manage to keep your cool. The Vricky tastes you with its tentacle feeler legs, but doesn't look interested in causing you harm. It pokes at your backpack, trying to get in, then gives up and scurries off. Ah, okay. Stay out here a while longer. Another Vricky. You come across not just one Vricky, but a whole swarm of them, mostly just baby ones about the size of your head. They're all amassed around a massive tree, scurrying up and down the trunk. When you can see the tree itself under the swarm, you notice it's the same pale pink as the baby Vricky. Its tentacle-like roots meander a fairly large distance before plunging into the ground. When the Vricky see you approach, they get agitated, and they look hungry. Definitely hungry, like dozens of hungry, grapefruit-sized furry pink spiders. The stuff of nightmares. Your pet, Squidly Fetuson, doesn't seem scared at all. I don't want to fight them particularly. What's my bravery at? Only one off being able to go this way, so I think let's find another route. I don't want to fight them, but we do have another fork we can... Oh. I can't get past. Alright, I'm not terribly happy about fighting them, but maybe it's fighting them off rather than killing them, hopefully. Okay, so we could turn that to a 5. Or a 2. But I don't have a 1. Oh, how about this? Oh, that's plus 2. Now that's a 7. Okay, let's get rid of the red cards. Just a flush. That could be 8, right? Yeah. Plus 2 to cards with gems, so that could be like a 6. Can I get a 7? Maybe make one. Got loads of these. 29, that's not too bad. Gems, so we could have 2, 3, we have 5. That's going to go to 6 though, isn't it? 6. Five, 6. Two stars, not too bad. Well, that wasn't so hard. You smack a couple of them to the ground and the rest scuttle up to the bows and hide there. You puff out your chest bravely and walk on. Okay. We've got a bit of a clearing here with a question mark. We'll deal with this. You find a healthy blep bush and harvest some of the leaves to bring back to the colony. Utopia's beyond excited when she sees your haul. "Oh, blep," she cries, shoving her hands right into the basket of rustling leaves. "Solana, you're a boy after me own heart." She pops a leaf in her mouth and chews on it, then shudders happily. "Hoo," she cries, "that'll perk you up, but good. Aunt Anne brews a heck of a cup with the stuff, but me, I prefer it raw." She points at you. "Don't you go getting any funny ideas. This'll turn you green and give you spots, cross my heart. Stay away until you're older." Plus 2 for each gem on other cards. Well, I mean, that's a good card. I mean, yeah. Rebellion. Just because Utopia was born on Earth, she thinks she's an adult just like the rest of them. She's closer to your age than to all the other adults. What does she know, anyway? You wait until Utopia leaves, then shove a leaf into your mouth. Oh, you struggle not to spit it out right away. It's so bitter. You can't help but stick out your tongue. Blep indeed. Oh, we got less 30 stress, though. Mysteriously, you experience a rush of giddiness a few minutes later. Whew, wow. That blep sure is good. No wonder adults keep this stuff away from kids. It's probably addictive. Cool. Okay, well, we've kind of reached an end there. So let's move on this way. Oh, another bricky. Your path is blocked by a massive 8-legged xenofauna. Something between a spider, a squid, and a bear. It's in a rage, grunting furiously and bashing itself against trees and rocks at random. You duck and hide as it glares in your direction, its breath heaving and dozens of eyes gleaming with madness. It's the same soft pink and purple you recognise from the multi-legged vriki that live in this area, but so much larger. Could this be a related species? Its gaze drops from you to your pet vriki, Squidly Fetusen, who chitters and runs up to it, waving its grasping tentacles. The gigantic creature huffs and leans down to sniff it, its rage forgotten. I don't want to fight it. Let the creature sniff our pet. The larger creature makes a chuffing noise like a tiger, a bassy, vibrating exhale that ruffles your vriki's fur. Content it's not going to eat Squidly Fetusen, you keep back and let them introduce themselves. Squidly Fetusen isn't intimidated in the slightest. In fact, it seems totally relaxed in the presence of this hulking beast. They touch tentacles and sniff each other, and your vriki even curls up in the bigger one's arms for a while. Oh, even more stress gone. Nice. Wait, they look just like parent and child. Is this another life phase of the vriki? After a while, the huge vriki leaves harmlessly. You're happy your little buddy got some social time with their own species. Coolio. Alright, we're managing our stress pretty well out here, actually. This is probably going to end our exploration. You've spent some time working in geoponics, so you know your way around a plant or two. Walking through this area, you notice something different about it. The bare ground feels bouncy, like a trampoline, and the plants all look weirdly stunted. Not a lot can stifle nature here, so it's honestly a little weird that there's no grasses or mosses growing here. Well, we could do either, but let's use our biology. Notice the unusual biodiversity. All the plants in this clearing are oddly stunted, and there are very few grasses or weeds, as though something has sucked all the nutrients out of the soil. Or... wait, is this even soil? You kneel and take a closer look. More like a kind of dense moss, or coral maybe. You press a hand into the moist, squashy substance. It smells sweet and starchy like cake. It blankets the ground here in a thick, sponge-like layer, swallowing up everything it touches. Gross. But it smells so good. You dig a large chunk of the sponge cake up to bring to geoponics. Further analysis is needed, but you have a good feeling about this one. Oh, that's good. Alright, didn't end our little exploration. Let's go and grab this egg quickly. But we're going to backtrack and head down this first path that we found. We've got a question mark. Another egg. This is the question mark. You come across a curious sponge-like hive, pockmarked with holes containing wriggling grubs and oozing a sweet-smelling syrup. Atop the hive is what appears to be the hive queen, looking like... oh, wait, her swollen abdomen is the hive. She's rooted up here, probably drawing nutrients from the soil like a plant, while she tends to her larvae. Utopia mentioned these. It's a squeeger hive. Let's sneak up and harvest the honey. Need food. 61, eh? It's not too bad. Well, that'll become a 6 if I use this 3. Maybe pop it on there. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 isn't that helpful actually, is it? Let's keep those. Let me just do like a 3. Maybe we should... okay, no, this is better. How's that? 13? Okay, we need quite a big one here. But I think that should be possible. So these could be... that could be a 6, that could be an 8. That is a win. If I add 2 to it though, it's even more. Yeah. The calm hive queen has only... oh, we've added... well, we've added food to the colony. The calm hive queen is only a rudimentary danger sense. Squeeger hives can be very defensive when they sense danger to their young. But, so long as you don't set off the workers or the larvae, you're free to walk right up to her. You gently avoid any of the babies as you scrape her copious honey into a collector. Nice! Okay, so I'll head down here. Doing quite well. Being able to lose 60 stress has been good. You come across a cluster of mushrooms. Are they edible? There's only one way to find out. Well, there's a few ways, if you're not a coward, but we're going to use our biology. So that will turn into a blue. So we could make it a 6 and have a 4. Do we have a 5? We do. Oh, that became 7. Why did that become 7? Oh, +1 will to mental blue cards. Maybe use this? Maybe this? I want that to be a 6. How can I do that? Alright, fine. Yeah, we could go all 4s maybe. 3 of them are blue. Oh, I see, yeah, okay. Alright, I get it, I get it. It's not perfect. 20 should be alright. Six. Alright, how do we do? 2 stars, okay. 3 biology, not bad. What happened? Okay. You determine that these mushrooms aren't only poisonous but explosive as well. You mark their location down on your holopalm so other foragers know to stay clear of the area. And Utopia rings you a few kudos for good scouting. How are we doing? So another question mark, unless we are able to lose some stress, although we'll probably try to do that one as well. Vriki are like carnivores, you'd think. The juveniles are too small to take out anything larger than an insect. Not so much the case with this one. The Vriki blocking your path is pretty large, probably about as tall as your waist, and it's growling at you over the carcass of something even bigger, which seems to be missing its head. Yuck. You're not sure if it killed or scavenged the dead animal, but it's dragged it onto the path and it looks ready to fight you for it. Alright, maybe we can scare it off. Card becomes a 3. Go 2, 3. Two, three, 4. That's annoying right there. I mean, let's do 3. Need quite a big one. That 3 is so annoying. Let's just try and do a flush, I suppose. How's that? 2 stars, I'll take it. You chase the Vriki off and claim ownership of the dead animal. It's no prize, it's completely rotten. It's not even worth calling in a retrieval team. What a waste. Okay, so we're high stress, but I want to do this sort of area finisher, I think. You're alone, exploring an unmapped area of the Valley of Vertigo. The pollen is thick here, and your air filter is overworked. A warning light has been flashing orange for the last 10 minutes. But there are plants here that you've never seen before. flowers with intense rainbow hues and strange lumps of fungal matter which pulse as if they're breathing. You cut some samples. Utopia will totally give you extra kudos for these. The pollen is especially thick up ahead, deep fuchsia and shimmering with colour. Everything here seems to dance with tiny flecks of reflected light. It's kind of magical. Press forward. You push forward into the suffocating pink fog. It's so thick you can only see a few metres ahead. You follow the glimmering towards where it is densest. You come upon a glade filled with what seem to be strange topiaries. They loom out of the glittering fog, each in the shape of an animal. They're all formed from the same spongy, glittering pink substance and dotted with finger-length fungal growths. You're so distracted you almost fall into a large hole in the centre of the glade. Well, I think we'll check for danger. You've seen plant-like animals before. Are these topiaries actually predators, waiting for you to get close? You watch them carefully from the edge of the glade. They're completely still, not breathing. There are no life signs. Good. Your enviro suit beeps a warning. Let's take a sample. As you bend down to take a sample, you realise the dense shining haze is coming from the topiaries. The fog is seeping out of holes at the end of each fungal growth. You break off a few of the growths into a collection vial. You remember helping Tang for extra credit in biology class. She said that the shimmer, the seasonal illness that affects your dad in pollen, is some kind of colonising fungal growth. Could this be related? Your enviro suit beeps a louder warning. Let's look into the hole. We're not going to be able to do much more, I don't think. At the bottom of the hole is a cave. It slopes down gradually towards the cave floor, only about 4 metres below, then disappears underground. You aren't sure how far the cave continues past that point. It's dark down there, obviously, but not silent. There's some kind of strange rhythmic whirring coming from further inside the cave. You hold up your palm and shine your hollow palm's light. The cave floor glitters with pink fungus and the air is ominously choked with it. Now let's climb into the hole. You make your way down the gentle slope towards the cave. The thick, shimmering pollen makes it hard to see further than your hand. You see 3 glowing vats set into the floor, like neon hot tubs, and an old-fashioned mechanical interface set into the cave wall. The reflecting glow from the vats flickers on the cave ceiling, ghost-like and beautiful. You feel a strong urge to take off your mask and stay a while. Let's poke at the mechanical interface. Unmasked, you cross the cave and lay your hands in the interface. It feels spongy, almost alive. Oh dear. Instantly you can feel your mind blasted open by everything, all at once, as if 1,000 pairs of eyes all turned their terrible gaze upon you. You're thrown back by the shock, which brings you to your senses with a snap. The pollen! The sparkling dust feels like tiny knives in your sinuses and a heavy, choking pain in your lungs. Why did you take your mask off? You slap your suit helmet back on to see its light flashing red, indicating filter overload. You lurch out of the cave and back towards the checkpoint, barely able to breathe. You know you need to get out of here, but a small part of you wants to go back down there, to stay in this glade. Forever. As you near the checkpoint, Utopia runs out to help you. You instinctively turn back, unthinking, wanting to return to the fog, to those strange statues. You collapse in her arms. Several days later, you wake. You don't remember much, just a great, choking heaviness in your lungs, and the world swallowing you up and closing over your head. You have snippets of conscious thought from the last few days, but it's hard to tell if this was a dream or not. Lost 5 toughness. I hope that's temporary. We're injured. You remember Tammy sitting by your bedside, her cool hand on your forehead. But she's dead. That part must have been a dream. It feels like you had a fever once. Hot and sticky, achy all over like you've been boiled alive. You're still terribly weak, and there is a pain in your chest like someone has been sitting on it. It takes all of your energy just to breathe. You live, but your body took a serious hit and may never quite be the same. So, it's hunger. Can't do anything but relax. Need to rest. That toughness might come back if we rest. I guess we should do that and see. I'll take this. Don't think anybody has a burning desire to talk to us right now. So where should we rest? Let's build up friendship with Dis again. Let's go back to the walls. Dis gives you a short nod as you climb up onto the walls and take your place nearby. He's good company, if you're looking for the kind of company that leaves you alone and doesn't bother you very much. He's looking for the same. You're a good match for each other that way. We'll just keep those cards, honestly. It's time for Vertumnalia, the yearly midsummer celebration, when the colony gives thanks for its good fortune. Well, it would be, but as you file into the main square, you can't help but notice that the feast table is nearly empty. What Anne lacked in resources, she made up with care. The dishes are lovingly plated. Soy cakes glisten, steam rises from buns stuffed with mince, and there are great pitchers of vegetable broth rendered out from even the most inedible food scraps. There's a neat stack of sugar cubes for dessert. Whole sugar, what a luxury. In an underwhelming feast, that'll be the highlight. Governor Eudicott's welcoming speech this year is short. Her frail body trembles as she welcomes you all to Vertumnalia with a dry, whispery voice, then has to be helped off stage. Like all of you, she's been feeling the effects of the famine. Everyone clears away... Oh, is this because we lost toughness? Oh, man. Everyone clears away the chairs for the annual competition. Which one are we going to participate in? We'll do the science fair. Got some loyalty back. You weren't in the science fair last year, but you heard the stories. Tang did something terribly complicated about cell differentiation in Vertumnan species, plants, animal and fungus alike. She melted down when Dr. Instance pressed her on something, but this year she's all business, back and better than ever. She has not only corrected her error, but added a ton more complexity and depth to her analysis. Instance listens intently and congratulates her on a marvellous comeback. You're up next. Okay, there's no modifiers. +1 to blue cards. Okay. I guess like a 3, 4, 5. Not too bad. Three, 4. Make that 5. 6. How about that? Okay, well, this shouldn't be too hard. There we go. 2 stars, not too bad. 3 reasoning, that's good. You've been studying the yearly attacks. They only happen during glow. But why? You've been graphing and analysing surveyor data on the animals and discovered the attacks don't correlate with natural behaviour or migration patterns. You thought at first that the wormhole might agitate them. It does put off low-frequency waves during glow that haven't yet been fully studied. So, a year ago you started monitoring the waves and realised that there were actually 2 waveforms, one from the wormhole and a weaker one based somewhere on the planet. During glow, when the vibrations from the wormhole are present, it seems to activate something in the planet's frequency, making it stronger and more complex. These frequencies run right through the colony like targeted beams, drawing animal migrations closer. It's almost as if something is summoning the animals. Colony defense. Friendship with Tang. The memory. Popular. Never did get our toughness back. The judges are amazed. This is a huge breakthrough, and it all happened just because you wanted to win a science fair. You have a lot of work to do to be able to use this theory for forecasting the next attack, but Rhett is excited to study this further. You win the science fair, hands down. After the festivities, the whole colony takes a few days off for a break. Well, except for geoponics, and the foragers, and the kitchens, and everyone who uses the break from their usual work to help out in places that didn't close. Okay, it's not really a break, but you try to take it easy anyway. Let's go and check on the colony status, because we've increased the defense, and hopefully we've increased the food, because we did bring some stuff back. We've got that spongy thing we could go and check out in geoponics, perhaps. Look at the notice board. Okay. Where do we see the colony status? I thought it was on the notice board. Oh, here we go. Colony food shortfall, minus 90%. Colony security rating, 20%. Okay, not ideal. Should go to geoponics and see if we can do anything with that strange thing we found. The mood in geoponics is tense. Everyone is working themselves to the point of exhaustion trying to get enough plants in the ground to survive this year. Let's do research. You report to work in the geoponics laboratory, bringing along the sample of weird, spongy purple-pink stuff you found in the fog cloud in the Valley of Vertigo. You know, the time you almost died? Hard to forget that. Your chest still hurts when you move too fast. Your dad is very interested in your sample. He has you analyze it right away. Scrutinizing your sample under the microscope and then with the spectrometer, you compare the spores to known substances. You determine it shares a chemical compound seen in fungi with psychotropic effects. It could make people hallucinate. Huh? Your dad says. That explains some things. You think about those creatures, those topiary covered in this stuff. They're all grouped together in the same place by that weird hole. Did the fungus make them go there? But why? Take a look at these, your dad says, sending you an archive on your holopalm. He's kept detailed records of the air quality, humidity and temperature spanning back almost to the day you landed here. There are even some actual air samples preserved in vacuum-sealed tubes. You take a look, and sure enough the spores are always present in the air here, and get much worse during pollen. Wait, could this be what makes your dad sick every year? Is it trying to colonize him, like those creatures? You remember the chief engineer saying that she believed the shimmer was caused by some sort of fungus. Could this be it? Looking for a way to neutralize it, you hit the archives again. You work at it for a few days, but identifying a compound and noticing a pattern is one thing. For the heavy science, you need help from Dr. Instance. This is strong work, Instance says, scrolling through your findings on her holopalm. You say you gathered this sample yourself. Oh, that's impressive for someone your age. She summons Tang to join you. Please get Tangent up to date on your research, she says. She'll take it from here. She has more of a mind for these things. Seeing the shift in power balance, Tang blanches and looks at you apologetically. No one knows this better than me. Instant raises her hand. I'm not passing judgment on your abilities, she says placatingly. You clearly know this research well, and I can find nothing wrong with your methods. Still, something this important and dangerous should be done in more controlled conditions. Tang has been scrolling through your research. This is good work, she agrees, but this is a medical problem, not a gardening one. We're already studying the shimmer, so just think of it as combining your research with ours. The corners of her mouth twitch up, the most of a smile anyone can usually get from Tang. I'd like to work with you on this, actually. I can't believe you got all of this from just a sample. Instance nods, dismissing you both. If you'd like, Solana, you can stop by the lab later to check on our progress. You've been studying the sponge cake you found out in the Valley of Vertigo, in that oddly squishy, trampoline-y ground. As you suspected, it is a type of fungus. The analysis bench tells you it contains edible starches. Once dried and processed with a maturing agent, acidic spark snow would work nicely. It will make a wonderful flower. The challenge now is to cultivate it. It multiplies quickly, and you've seen how it stops anything else from growing near it. Well, let's ask permission from Mom. No, absolutely not, she says before you even open your mouth. Get that out of here before it contaminates the crops. We all know how the pixie bean experiment turned out, she says. I know you've studied this sponge cake, but I'm still not sure about it. I'm sure this is safe. I checked. You show her your research. Your mum rubs her face. I know. You're a real chip off the old block, aren't you? You probably have its whole genome mapped already. Fine, let's find a place for it. You plant the sponge cake in a special field, quarantined on the other side of the geoponics domes from the rest of the crops. By the end of the first month, you can already tell that it's taken root and will start producing viable foods soon. You should get your first harvest during pollen, when the sponge swells up and is at its sweetest. We got 5 to colony food. Nice. Many of the earth crops grow through dust and need to be harvested before wet. This means the colony has more food available year round. It's going to be an incredible boom. Nice. Okay, well we can do 2 for each gem. I was going to do 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, but this is gonna become a 6. So maybe we stick that at the end there. Damn, that became an 8. Oh well. 2 stars. Good. 6 biology, 2 organising, 30 kudos, 10 stress, nice. Well, that went pretty well. The colony's still starving. I guess we haven't had a harvest yet. New perk, biology level 2. Collectibles respawn faster and more slots are filled. What does that mean? Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I kind of get it. Tang's got something to say. We might check in on the life sciences lab as well and see if our stuff's done anything. We spot Tangent leaning against a wall outside engineering. She's yawning, rubbing her eyes and staring off into space. She startles as you walk up. Oh, Solana, I was just taking a short break. Yawns are infectious. Join in and yawn too. Did you stay up all night too? She asks. I don't even remember when I slept last. It might have been a few days ago. You haven't slept in 2 days? More like 3, she replies, then pauses for another jaw cracking on. But as I said, I'm tired. Even my enhanced body has limitations. You look at her quizzically. I don't need to sleep as much as other people. It's a genetic... what's it? She says foggily. You know, a DNA enhancement. I guess sometimes even I forget to do it. I should set myself a reminder. Hollow, add to schedule. Sleeping, nightly, 2300 for 3 hours. Her holopalm emits a tone in response. Tangent nods sleepily. That should do it, she murmurs, her eyes are practically closed. Find her some place to take a nap. Tang follows you obediently into the engineering wing, too tired to protest. You slip into a medbay to grab a blanket and pillow off a shelf. By the time you return, Tang's already fallen asleep, curled up in an egg chair in the waiting area. You gently place the blanket over her, and she hums happily before going slack with much-needed sleep. Yeah, let's do... I don't really want to study so much as check in on the stuff they're doing. Tempted to go out for expeditions again. I'll do that actually. Do some more in that valley area. Go back to where we were. Gonna go back to where we found the hole. What's this? Oh, nothing. Just see if there's anything up here now. What's this egg? It was up here, wasn't it? Okay, what's that? Oh, keep exploring. Okay, so that's a way out. That's good to know. An absolutely enormous tree forms part of the path here. Its roots cut natural stairs into the path, and its magnificent canopy of large, flat leaves completely blocks out the sky. They arch overhead almost to the ground on the other side. Walking under it is like going through a tunnel. In the tunnel is dark and gloomy, unseasonably cool, and that filled with the whispering of leaves. You get the sense that something is aware of your presence. Let's whisper back. It's going to make a red card. That's not the worst that could happen. That's going to become 6, yeah? Okay. Or we could do 4. We need a 3. Oh no, we don't. How about we do that? Well, there's lots of blue. Big one here. +2 to cards with gems, so that could become like a 7. That could be a 4. 5. And we can make this a 6. How's that? 3 stars, lovely jubbly. A nearby leaf unfurls and offers you 2 large hard nuts. You feel a sense of peace and cooperation wash over you. Like you and the tree have an understanding. Bring them both back to Utopia. You're a forager after all. Utopia can figure out what to do with these. Come out of the trees into a large grassy clearing. In the middle is a... well, you can only describe it as a pedestal. In the middle of the cradle of flowers sits a massive egg, easily larger than any egg you've seen before. It's white with red flecks, and it's just sitting here in the middle of the empty clearing, totally unprotected. Take it. You put one foot up on the pedestal to brace yourself. This thing is huge. However, as you do, the pedestal starts moving. It starts growling. Its flowering appendages unfurl to reveal the face of a manticore. It's an impossible fight, that combat challenge. I'm not surprised. It narrows its feline eyes at you and rumbles in warning as it stands to its full, terrifying height. You've figured out where the egg came from. With your arms full of egg, you can't really fight. Your choices are limited. We're going to keep the egg and run. 61, we can do this. 1 becomes 3, so we got 3, 4, 5 we could do. Maybe we'll get rid of the low red one. We'll do this. So we could have a full run of 3, so we'll do this. Oh, those became 4s. Well, there's 2 pairs still, I suppose, isn't it? Right, 22 needed. Maybe we'll put that one there. +2 to a red card. What happens if I do that? Oh, it's a 5 now. Can we maximise this at all? Oh, that becomes 3. Okay. That's 31. It's a bit higher. 29. What if we just put that here? 32. Okay, we'll do that. 1 star. Okay. Got some toughness back. You stumble blindly through the clearing towards the relative safety of the trees, the cumbersome egg blocking your view of your own feet. You fall a few times, just barely managing to scramble out from under the claws of the manticore. You eventually find a member of the Expedition Protection Squad, who fires a warning shot with her plas rifle over the manticore's head. It roars defiance and slinks into the trees. The egg's pretty addled from all of the running and falling. If it was going to hatch before, it certainly won't now. You get a ship ton of kudos for it, and it's super tasty. +1 to colony food, good. Second at the branching path. A line of termite-like insects crosses the path here. Curious, you follow them to their destination, a massive sponge-like hive of crawling bugs writhing with life. The bugs are tending to larvae nestled in the holes of the sponge, feeding on the rich royal jelly that oozes from the hive. Oh, it's a squeeger hive. The hive queen has chosen this spot to root herself to the ground, a swollen abdomen forming the spongy hive that sustains all her children. You're a little afraid of her acid, but that royal jelly looks tasty. It's a hard challenge. Well, let's try it. 82 here. One card gets +3. Wow, what's that going to be then? That's going to become 7. What does that become? That becomes 8. So if I play another card, that will become 7 as well. We'll double 2 there. So that's 20. That's not bad. We can make that 5, 4. We'll have to bump these up a bit. If we can get that to a 6, and that to a 7. That's not too... Do I need to add another one? There we go. So this should be doable. Hey, we did it. 3 stars, not bad. Milking the Squeeger. We got a 6 with a gem, that's not bad. 5 stress, 10 kudos, 1 colony food, 1 animals, a card. You get in there and squeeze out some jelly from one of the hive queen's many holes, somehow managing not to get sprayed too badly by her acid. Some lands on your arm and the back of your hand and sizzles briefly, but you keep your calm long enough to escape with your bounty. So let's go left first, head this way. This looks a little bit like somewhere we've already been. This is the way up to the end of the colony, I think. I think that's a loop then. So let's head this way. We've got a fair bit of stress still we can do. At least 2 more. Though this might be the end of the area. You find a trippet. Anything like a triffid? A large, tasty plant, kind of? You've heard it's sort of like an animal too. Like a lot of creatures on Vertumna, it kind of defies classification. Whatever it is, it's huge. It's practically taller than you are. Let's harvest some stalks. You start breaking off the freshest and youngest looking shoots. The plant shudders. Let's analyse that shudder. 63, that's quite tough. 5, no, we won't worry about the kudos total, I don't think. Well, I think we do the... Let's do the 4s. Use the 4s. Alright, so we'll do that. I want to add a 1 to that as well. Run out of eggs. 2, 3, 5. Oh, 2, 3, 5, 6. Okay. Didn't think that one through. Still. I guess it's 3, double 3. That'll go 4. We could do 3. 3, 4, 5, 5, 5. How about that? Nice. Yeah, this plant is alive and sentient like an animal. It is definitely not happy that you're ripping its limbs off. It's hard to tell if it's in pain exactly. But you'd say discomfort at least. I mean, we don't want to hurt the thing. Stop. Yeah, no, something about what you're doing just feels wrong. You make a note on your map of where it is, but oddly you never find it again. So have we gone everywhere now in this valley? Let's just backtrack a little way here. Yeah, I think so. I wish we had a little mini-map. That'd be cool. Pretty sure this will lead us the way out of this area. Which I might do, because... yeah, we've kind of done it all now, I think. Yeah. When we can go back to expeditions, it'll if we just hover over it, it'll tell us if there's anything left to discover there, but I think we've done it quite extensively. So I click on this. Look at the valley. One collectible remaining. Alright, for the sake of one collectible, I think we just come away. Very mopey. Let's have a quick chat with Tang, see if there's anything going on. We studied together. Great news, Solana, she says. According to an antiquated, culturally insensitive reckoning of mental prowess once used by humans on Earth, and by that I mean IQ testing, I am officially considered a genius. She shrugs. Tell me something I do not know. Want to study? You offer to help Tangent with her schoolwork, but she just shrugs you off. I'm not working on school anymore, she says. Chief Engineer Instant says I'm smart for my age and my talents are wasted in school. She opens up a holopalm and shows you some of her lab notes. Oh, so much work though, she complains. Honestly, maybe it would be better to be like everyone else. Unintelligent people seem happier. Just then, an enemy and a Kraish kid go tearing by with a sports ball, hollering at the top of their lungs. Tang shudders. On second thought, forget I said that. I'll keep being smart, thank you. We might be able to do another biology thing with Cal, wherever he is. Here he is. Oh no, we need to get biology to 80. We've got it to 74. Need animals 80 for that. We've got Mom. We need organising 20. Well, we're well off on organising. What about Mars? Forget what she needs. Persuasion 20. Oh, that's a way off, I think. Done Tang. Let's have a look at an enemy. Toughness 40. Yeah, we're well off that now because of the hit we took. Alright, I'm inclined to go back into the xenobiology and, yeah. Let's see if we can do something else. Surveyor Tonin found blepgrass shortly after the colony landed on Vatumna. The waxy, violet grass grows almost everywhere near the colony, and when you steep its roots you get a deep purple tea. It tastes horrible, grassy and bitter, but it's a stimulant and mildly hallucinogenic, so the adults think it's great. They've been drinking it for years, with no ill effects except for an overwhelming urge to stick your tongue out and say blah when you taste it. You've been trying to cultivate new variants that don't taste as awful, or have more potent stimulant or hallucinogenic properties. Maybe you'll even find some entirely new medicinal usage. You're ready to test a new strain. Tangent would probably appreciate a bit of stimulant, and Cal would appreciate a nicer trip. Who will be your test subject? We've already got one of them. Ooh, that's pretty good. Well, they're both good. Well, let's try and make a bit of stimulant. We'll talk with Tangent. You bring Tangent a cup of freshly brewed Blep Tea 2.0 and ask her to give it a try. She swallows it down, no problem. She pounds back cups of Blep Tea all day. It's not like she needs the assistance to stay awake, but she says the stimulant helps her focus. After a while, you ask her to report on how she feels. I got an extraordinary amount of work done, she says, blinking rapidly. But I feel, do you know, the voice, like my own internal voice feels much stronger, like as if it were another person entirely, sitting here beside me. I'm talking quickly, she's on stimulants. She tilts her head to the side. Yes, I know, she says to thin out. I will tell him about the tremors, thank you. Her eyes refocus as she looks at you again. I'm also experiencing a higher than acceptable amount of muscle spasms, she says. I suggest crossbreeding the blepgrass with something that will act as an anticonvulsant. Huh. Looks like this strain was a little too strong. Tang shakes her head. No! She exclaims. No, it's perfect. Don't destroy the strain. You should give the rest to me, yes! I'm cutting you off. Hearing voices all day is definitely not a trait we're trying to cultivate. You insist on destroying the rest of this batch, but promise she can test the next one. 30. Well, this will be easy. Well, this is probably going to go pretty high. That will get to 6. Maybe it's better to try... Hang on. How about that? Yeah, 3 stars. Money's shooting up now. We probably should go into the depot and see if there's anything we want to buy. We'll quickly do that, and then I think we'll wrap up this episode as it's around about the right time for that. So, autoplay best hand, -2 to cards. I'm not sure about that actually. The drone rifle could be pretty good. 2 times bonus for pairs. We'll save up the 300, I think. We're almost there. Okay, so we're going to stop there. Get to a suitable spot. Here we go. So thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I actually did. It was... I feel like it's getting even better the more I play. Like, we're a bit older now. The expeditions are more involved. We're starting to uncover a little bit of the mystery about the shimmer. We're working towards a cure. We're hunting out food for the colony. We're analysing weird alien stuff. It's all cool. I'm enjoying it. And hopefully you are too. And if you are, then please do hit the like button on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you've not done so. That would be fantastic. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Are you enjoying watching this as much as I'm enjoying playing it? I hope so. Let me know. And in the meantime, I'll hope to see you again for more. I was a teenage exocolonist. Bye for now.